It's a cloudy day. The sun is threatening to break through. When you have blue sky, especially in the Woodland and Forest, middle of the day, you get a lot of contrast, and it's really difficult, especially with the dynamic range you get. So in that respect, it's sometimes better to have a bit of cloud. But then you still want some light. If you get thick cloud, then it will block the light completely. So it can be good to have a sort of hazy sky. Yeah, you really want that soft light in the forest. Thetford Forest is about 17,000 acres or hectares, if I recall. It's the largest low-lying forest in the UK. It essentially created around about the First World War. They used a lot of wood during the war, and they needed to resupply, so pine trees grow quickly, so they just planted a lot of pine trees. So this is essentially a plantation forest. I'm going to keep returning here as the seasons progress. Kind of document the area, but I want to take some not documentary photos, but I want to take some artistic style photos, if that makes sense. Just to get the feel of the place, the feel of the woodland and the forest. I don't just want to take a photo of a tree. It's more to capture a moment, especially with the light. As in all photography, the light really does change everything, and in woodland and forest photography, the light can make a big difference. I've come further into the woods here. It's a lot more dense, and trying to find a clean composition here. It's been a while since I've done any woodland or forest photography, so I'm a bit out of practice. You do need to take your time and really just look around and be patient and look for anything that's some irregularity out of the regularity, if that makes sense. I think I have a potential composition here. There's a tree in the background, which you can see there's a small tree and it's just hanging on to its autumn leaves. Some trees do actually hang on to them, the leaves don't fall, especially if it's in a sheltered position where it doesn't get a lot of wind. So you can see the area we're in here. I imagine the wind doesn't go through the trees here, so it's quite sheltered. But it's contrasting nicely against the green pine trees in the background. So I'll set it up on my camera behind me here. So the tree is in between the pine trees, so there's nice space in between the trees. As you can see in the frame there, I have the tree there, pretty much centred. And I've got some pine trees either side, but there's space between each pine tree. It's a 16:9 composition at the moment, so I probably will stick to that. So I don't really want the sky breaking in. You get the highlights, there's not a lot of interest in the sky, so it's really that composition across there. I was here last week and it was a rainy day, so I decided to come out intentionally for that. And I went to a slightly different section, slightly further up. But I did get one photo I really liked. And I did take a short video of that, so I'll show that to you now actually. It was as I said, a rainy day, but it was forecast to stop. So I knew if I got there just as the rain was about to ease up and then get out my camera, there's a good chance of getting a decent photo. And I just got to the edge of clearing there. The track carried on to the left. And there's a clearing to my right, and the light was coming from the right. So the sun was just breaking through the clouds, and it was illuminating the trees to the left there. So that's a nice warm light on the trees on the left. And in the background, following the trail, there was still a bit of rain haze, very fine rain in the distance. Now I used the long exposure to lengthen the shutter and just to blur out the rain in the background. And that created a hazy look to the background there. So it kind of looked like there was a bit of mist in the background, but it was just the rain haze. And that contrasted with the light hitting the trees on the left. Yeah, it made a really nice photo there. I was lucky to be there at the right moment and just to find a decent composition out of that. So there's not a lot of light today, so I'm really just having a look around, looking for compositions and getting some idea to come back in the spring or the summer when I do get the better light, and further into the autumn when the autumn colours come alive. I'm just taking a shot here, looking down the one of the paths. You've got the trees on the left. There's probably an oak tree there with its branches overhanging the path there. And just looking down into the background there, so it looks a little bit misty, but it's been raining, so it's sort of that rain haze in the air. But yeah, it's good to be out. It's actually a calm day, and I can just hear the birds singing. There's hardly anyone around, or there's no one around here. Right, I think I'm gonna call it a day. It's very overcast up there. There's no sign of any light breaking through, so it's getting rather dark in the forest today. But I've had a good scout around, a good explore, so I think I will definitely return here. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. A short one this week. First one back since the new year. I've had a good break, but it's good to be back again out on my camera, and yeah, hopefully the spring will soon arrive and the foliage and the trees will come alive. So look forward to that. Anyway, I'll see you next time.